What's up, YouTube? It's Artisan MC, and I have just come from the movies seeing Shang-Chi. Now, I'm gonna do something different with this one. If you can see me, I'm gonna do this reaction live while I drive. Hopefully, the sound is not too bad. But what can you say about this fucking movie? I start off thinking of what the do's and don'ts would be to tell somebody about watching this movie. Like things that reasons you shouldn't watch the movie. Because I think that's what a lot of reviews nowadays are focused on. Reasons why you shouldn't watch the movie. And not just giving an actual appraisal of the movie for movie's sake, but giving you all the views of what's on the outside, the politics involved in the outside, and not about the actual fucking movie. That actually bothers me because I don't give a shit about the politics when I go to the movie. I understand it's out there, but that's not what I bring into the movie go and experience. I'm watching the movie to see what the movie is actually about. What's up, Artie Moore? And if I can't get what the actual movie is about, then I don't know what I'm reviewing. I don't know what I'm listening to. So, just stepped out the movie, and it seems like I'm hard pressed to say that the movie was good because I'm still trying to sort through the ideas of am I underwhelmed or was it something that's really bothering me? One of the things that's bothering me right now, I think it was too much CG. I think a lot of things were CG that bothered me a little bit, but understanding what was happening on the outside is that this movie was filmed during COVID. So that the grand, or excuse me, the third act, where the big battle scene happens in Australia, because that's where they built the set. Because I remember reading the article about when production opened up and they could go back to Australia and continue filming. And I remember seeing these huge green screens that they had all around the set. Well, that led to a lot of CG. COVID is going to lead to a lot of CG in some of these movies if they were filming during lockdown. Now, for an Asian movie, and I say that in a loose sense because I know it's an American movie, but for an Asian themed movie with martial arts and mystical martial arts at that, that's like par for the course. It's not, overly upsetting. So if you're a person who doesn't like Asian movies where the cast is predominantly Asian and that kind of bristles you, like the motherfucker that was sitting next to me in the theater, just him and Han, because he hated seeing Asians act like, I guess, fucking Asians. Don't go see this goddamn movie. Stay your ass at home. Go watch something else that's more ethnically monogamous for your taste. See some shit that looks like you. Me being somebody who grew up on anime, kung fu theater, Shaw Brothers stuff, I don't have a problem watching movies with a bunch of Asians in it. And I'm really, I guess, a bit irritated at the dumbass white dude that was sitting next to me in the theater. And I say sitting next to me with social distancing applying, that his good goofy ass seemed like he was all perturbed by the fact that there was Asians on the screen. Like, fucking movie did you walk into? Jesus Christ. What's up, Herb? Yeah, the martial arts were good, but something was missing. If you know martial arts, you've taken martial arts, you know movements and stuff like that, you'll pick up on some of the stuff that's being done and how the lead actor Sumi Lu, I think I'm saying his name right, really did train. He really did train for this shit. He doesn't look like fucking Finn Jones in Iron Fist. He doesn't, and he would. You know, they gave this movie more time than they gave Iron Fist, right? Now, from that perspective of having watched Asian movies, and I don't have a problem watching movies of people that don't look like me, different cultures, different ethnicities, or whatever. I'm looking at the movie for what the movie is. Okay, just what it is. What's happening in the movie, and is it actually, thrilling me? Am I excited or whatever? And the thing I come away with it was I feel a little underwhelmed because it may be the very thing that I'm bitching about right now. It may be the connection factor. It may be the connection factor. Um, it was predominantly, I mean, what? Not even predominantly. It was an all Asian cast. It was more all Asian than Black Panther was all black folks. Because at least with Black Panther, they still snuck in Asians and Caucasian people, right? I mean, to my count, my recollection, the only Caucasian person in it was Razor Fist. He was the only one in it. So that means everyone else was Asian, right? And Razor Fist sticks out because it looks ridiculous. Now, I don't have a problem with that necessarily, but that's the bone that you throw. So if you don't like Asian folks in movies, don't go watch the goddamn movie. You'll be upset. If you don't like martial arts or mystical martial arts in the sense that people are doing some extra wire food shit where they're jumping and can fly around and shit like that, don't go watch this fucking movie. If you are somebody who is not really thrilled about Marvel anymore, and you just waiting for them to have a bomb and cheering for them to have a slew of shitty ass movies, don't go see this fucking movie. You can call it whatever you want to. And if women being in a movie is a problem for you, don't go see this fucking movie. Now, my reaction on the actual movie. Story is a bit interesting. Probably should, since y'all can't see me, I'll turn the camera off. The story is a bit interesting in the sense that no one really knows much about Shang-Chi. Even the people who have reviewed this movie and gave you the history of Shang-Chi, it's not much to fucking say about him as a character. He's been around in Marvel for a long time, but understand at the time frame he was made, same time as Luke Cage and Iron Fist and all those, this is the Bruce Lee tribute character in this comic book universe, at least for Marvel. Now, because of that, when you walk into this movie, you're not going to see anything that you recognize. It's going to be all version territory for you. And that may throw some people off because they don't have a story that they can pin down in this and say, this is where they're going and I know what they're going to do in this. You don't have that. So now you have to watch a movie like a regular fucking moviegoer. You have to sit in there and watch a movie and let them tell you a story and actually just listen to the fucking story because you don't know where it's going and you don't know where the high points are. Now, because of that, it can throw some people off because in this culture nowadays, people are so inundated with information. They want to know everything about everything before they actually see the shit. that'll throw you off. You'll be pissed off because it'll it, it'll sap your fucking attention span because you keep waiting for them to just jump to the next point and they're not jumping. You're doing digital, they're giving you analog. So there's that. Special effects in the movie, it was only a couple of spots in it that looked a little wonky to me. I think they used special effects in some places where they didn't need to use special effects. They could have got by with just practical. But like I'm saying, I'm thinking they did that shit because this movie was filming during lockdown. So a lot of shit they couldn't actually do. I think they just had to take the film that they had and make what they had out of it. That's why you get such big special effects set pieces. You got to fill it in. Um, Aquafina in it wasn't bothersome as I thought it would be. Um, her voice still bothers me sometimes, but this was a role I wasn't used or wasn't expecting to see her in, which is more of the friend and just playing the straight chick. I mean, she threw some lines out there here and there, you know, as the little comic relief, and some of them were all right, and some of them were just okay. This is the surreptitious funny line that you throw in for this shit, right? Now, what really interested me was the story of who would be called the Mandarin in this, the leader of the Ten Rings, his story and what he was going through. And I think that they did leave a couple of dangling threads story wise that were never answered. They did. One of which, and this won't be a spoiler. I don't think this will be a spoiler. I'm making sure to stay away from spoiler territory. But the postcard, you still never find out where the fuck and who sent the damn postcard. And that's bothersome because it seems really connected to a person in the movie, and you really need to know where that damn postcard came from. It's like I told you guys before with film theory. You can't show a gun in Act 1 and not hear it go off in Act 3. You showed me this fucking postcard in Act 1. Act 3, who sent the fucking postcard? Who sent the fucking postcard? It's significant. Who sent it? I don't know. Maybe they forgot too. Um, I don't know why the fuck y'all talking about something opposite of what I'm talking about on this goddamn stream. Long Halloween. Who the fuck is talking about the Long Halloween right now? Or Mortal Kombat? I'm irritable. I will just shut this shit down. I don't know why y'all tuned in to talk about some side shit that you could talk about on your channels. Yeah, it's been a long day. I'm irritated and I'm not in the mood for that shit right now. And yes, Aquafina does sound like she smoked some cigarettes. All in all, um, as a Marvel movie, it's the first one that's a little bit out of their, I wouldn't say outside of their wheelhouse, but it's one that seems a little bit underwhelming for me. A lot of stuff happened in the movie that was action packed, but I don't know if it's just the mood I'm in right now, whatever. I was really just I was really just underwhelmed by it. Maybe it's just because I'm tired. Maybe that's just what it is. You know, I could always go see it again tomorrow and see if it hits me differently. But right now, I just feel a little bit underwhelmed. Um, I know Dr. T had told me some of his thoughts on it because he saw it yesterday. And I see some of the things that he was pointing out in our conversation offline that he was pointing out. I see some of those things. Okay. But in the purpose of the story and the purpose of Asian culture, I don't see it as being exactly the same thing as happening, what is happening with black folks in our society. It's not the same thing because I've been seeing Asian women kicking ass in Asian movies for a while. So this is not shocking to me. Now, if that was all the way down the feminist road all those years ago, even in Asia, well, they've been doing it for a fucking while. But I know in Asian theater, even in the 70s, a couple of people you don't fuck with in kung fu movies or martial arts movies is old people and women because they will fuck you up. You don't mess with them. So this movie seems pretty par for the course. I did see a couple of scenes in the movie that reminded me of other movies, but for the most part, it was a completely new feel for a Marvel movie. It wasn't a story you already knew. It wasn't an origin that you knew, and they basically crafted something completely new. And I'm really interested to listen to the rest of the geeks talk about it and see their feels on it if they venture out to go see the movie. Now, the theater I saw the movie in was pretty packed. People were out there to watch this goddamn movie. And smart move on Disney's part of not fucking the theaters again and releasing the shit on Disney Plus the same day that it hits the theaters. Thank you. Because I had a long conversation with the theater worker the other day when I went and saw Candyman at the same theater, talking about how some of these movies were fucking bombing and not making the money back because Disney Plus and HBO Max are fucking them royally by releasing this stuff on streaming at the same time. So thank you, at least for Shang-Chi. They put a 45-day moratorium on releasing it on streaming so theater owners and people who work at theaters can actually get paid and they can actually make some money off of these movies. Because all this advertisement that I'm seeing outside of all this feminist shit, which the trailers in front of this motherfucker are absolutely fucking ridiculous. The shit that's being said in there is absolutely ridiculous. Um, the trailers for getting people back out to the movies and is meant to be seen in the cinema and stuff like that. Look, you need to talk to these studios who are releasing these movies on streaming. I don't have a problem with streaming, but I understand that movie theaters want to come back just like streaming wants to grow. There's a way to do both. And I think that cooling off period, in the sense that moratorium for at least a month, at least 30 days, gives the theaters a chance to make some money off of it. Because where are you going to put out the rest of your damn movies? All on streaming? Fuck you. Especially Disney Plus. I love Disney Plus. Y'all know. I'm not paying $30 though on top of Disney Plus to watch any one of them damn movies. I don't give a fuck what it is. Won't do it. No. Not as a single dude, not with a whole family to watch it. Oh no, not. No. If I had a wife and a couple of kids sitting around the house and we wanted to watch a movie on a Friday night and it was coming on streaming, I paid the $30 and not even bat an eye. But I'm not. I'm a single dude. I'm not paying 30 goddamn dollars to watch a movie at home on a streaming service I'm already paying for. Fuck you. I'll spend my $8 and go see it in the theater. So that's it. That's what we're saying about the movie. Yeah. Skillmonger, that's a good point. I am more excited about it expanding the MCU universe because it introduced. I don't want to spoil it. It talked more about other universes. It gave you more of a mystery with the rings. And yes, there's post-credit scenes, so you need to sit your ass in the theater. If you went to the movie theater and went to a Marvel movie and got up during the credits, you're a fucking asshole. Why'd you even go? There's nothing to report from you. So stay to the end. See the other features and see the bonus scenes. But I do like how they expanded that universe a little bit and let you know who Shang-Chi is. And he's not a dude with a bunch of goddamn powers. He's not. He is a street level regular dude for the most part who can fight exceptionally well. Now, are there some women around him who can fight exceptionally well too? Yeah, I think the sister story. I know she's in the comics as well right now. Okay, she can fight. Now, her level of fight prowess is about on par with Master Splinter from the Ninja Turtles movie, the original Ninja Turtles movie, where I watched everything you were doing and now I can do it too very well. Like, it's not how that shit works. Okay, you're not fucking Taskmaster. Okay, that's not how that shit works. But okay, it's a movie. You're telling a fucking story. You have to have the female there, and she is basically in parody with Shang-Chi the whole time. In parody, I wouldn't say necessarily competition, but in parody. Right. Now, I will say the final. No, I'm not going to say that at all. I'm not going to say that at all. It's an interesting movie to watch in a theater. And from what I saw it in standard definition. It probably would have been a bit more exciting if I saw it in 3D, but I didn't want to pay for the 3D because I wasn't sure. But if I had to go back and watch it again to see how it looked in 3D, I'd do it. I wouldn't worry about it. But if you have a chance to go see it and you want to see it in 3D, possibly see it in 3D because the special effects that they used and some of the other stuff they use, I'm sure will look awesome in fucking 3D. I'm sure it'll look awesome in 3D. But that's about it. Otherwise, it wasn't necessary. It wasn't. It was just there for the special effects. It was. So, other than that, I guess I can't say I guess I liked it. It was all right. Okay, it's not blowing my skirt up. It's not anything that I was overly, you know, excited about to see because, as I told you guys, I thought I was going to see the best stuff in the trailer, and no, they didn't show me the best stuff in the trailer. They actually showed me some really interesting things in the movie that were better than some of the stuff I saw in the trailer. It was, but because they had so much special effects in it, that's why you were seeing so much in the trailer because that was the stuff that was either finished effects or not, I guess not so labor intensive effects. So they can get that together to make a goddamn trailer. A lot of this other stuff was too much CG. It wasn't putting that in the damn trailer. And it left enough of a mystery of what was going on to where you're like, okay, this is some shit. So it's interesting to watch. If you're a fan of comic book movies and the MCU, you will go and watch it, and you'll probably enjoy it, and you'll watch it, you'll see it, and for most people, it'll probably be like the Ant-Man movie. Funny in some parts, you enjoyed it, but overall, the majority of the audience say, "Oh, that shit was lame." Look, I love the Ant-Man movies; they're fun to me, and the director of the Ant-Man movies was the same dude that directed that final episode of The Mandalorian that everybody loves. So I don't get people sometimes. It's like they can't stay consistent on some shit. But they're fun. Most people say they suck. They're just fun movies. This one was just I wouldn't say it was just a fun movie, but it was a foray into something that you wouldn't know. It was very Asian, and that could probably feel really alienating for a lot of American audiences who only want to see themselves represented when they go to the fucking movie theaters. So that's what I'm saying. If you're a Caucasian person and you went to the Shang-Chi movie looking to see yourself, Razor Fist is your vehicle, and he ain't gonna be in it that much. So get over it, this shit. It's not gonna be all about you. Thankfully, some things in life aren't. Just saying. If you black and you looking for black representation in it, I don't know why you went to the Shang-Chi movie. Black Panther 2 is coming out next year or so. So wait for it. If you just hate MCU movies, why the fuck are you going anyway? You are the type of people I will be comfortable talking about a movie from ignorance. You don't like this shit anyway. Why even watch it? Um, Other than that, you can watch it and be entertained. There's some cool stuff in it to see. There's some cool fight scenes in it that I thought were really good and interesting. And would I watch it again? I don't think I need to. Just like what was the last movie I told you guys about that I saw it, or Snake Eyes. I saw it, but I could not see it again and not be tripping off of it. But if it was on a Sunday, I would watch it because I know what I'm getting. I'm going to get some action and all the rest of this stuff. And maybe it's just because that's the identification factor with the movie. It's not drawing me in to where like Black Panther drew me in because I'm identifying with the characters and it's all black folks and you haven't really seen this before outside of a slave movie. And I saw Black Panther 5 times. But Black Panther hit me different. I'd have to get my Asian friends to actually go and watch this movie and tell me what they thought about it. But other than that, that's it. I'm getting out of here and going in the house and take my shower and see who else streaming something interesting on these YouTubes, or I will just play Ghost of Tsushima and continue on my Asian themed evening and kill some people. So that's it. It's not a like, share, and subscribe, but my reaction for the movie was it was enjoyable. You can watch it and like it. Is it awesome? I don't think it was awesome, but that doesn't make it a shitty movie. A lot of movies ain't fucking awesome. That's just what it is. So see you guys next time, and peace.